Hello, my friends, and welcome back to a new week into a new Realm News Flash. I am your host, the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in Realm and expands your mind one block at a time. This is your place to hear your weekly recap of Minecraft-related news. Today, I have a few things to report on. Mojang has released its Minecraft Fall Live date that I will announce here today. We have received yet another Snapshot 25w37a. AI company Decarte has released its second version of Oasis called Oasis 2. And I will wrap up the show with a sneak peek clip into this Thursday's Realm News episode. With that said, folks, let's start the show with the news. Welcome to the portion of the show where I report the Minecraft news that has occurred in the past 7 days. All subjects may have changed by the time you have listened to this. I want to start this segment off by stating that Minecraft on Twitter posted on September 10th their announcement that the Minecraft Fall Live event will take place on Saturday, September 27th at 7 p.m. CEST/10 a.m. PDT time, or 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I live in Kansas, if you want to base it off that, if you're in the United States. I live right in the middle of the United States. So 12 p.m. for me, folks. 7 p.m. for, I believe CEST stands for Central European Summertime. And I think that changes for like winter. And then 10 a.m. PDT, I believe, is Pacific time, like over on the West Coast. So anyways, the whole Minecraft community can now take a breath knowing when it will be. Realm News is planning on having a round table discussion with MichaelTBH, NightSteak, Jack, and Nexx that next day, which is Sunday, to talk about the live event and our thoughts on the matter of everything that was announced that day prior. I did bring up to that group that I had on the first time about coming on again. I said, do you guys want to do it the same day the Minecraft Live comes out, like jump right on after it's over? And they said, no, let's give it a day to hear what the feedback is like and to just think about it. And I thought that was a good idea. So hopefully we can all make it. If we can't, then we just can't, because we've already done one this month. But I think everybody's agreed to come on the following Sunday. So that'll be exciting. I will be announcing more on that throughout the week. So stay tuned on my socials, well, specifically Twitter and Blue Sky. I recommend that you follow me in one of those places. That's where I'm most active when I'm announcing news. And always sign up for the Patreon, please. And you'd be getting this firsthand. All these episodes come directly to you right as done when I'm done recording. You get to hear this. So anyways, I'm straying away from news and just wanted to fill you in on the roundtable discussion following the next day, that Sunday after the Minecraft Live event that comes out September 27th. Moving on, Minecraft's tweet came with an article that had the link to a YouTube video that was made by Element Animation in light of the impending live event. This video in itself led to a frenzy of people on social media scouring it for any leaks or clues on what to expect to be announced at the live event. People are speculating that at the 38-second mark in that promo video, that it may indicate that we are going to receive an underwater announcement due to the scene in the clip was underwater. I'm going to go ahead and post that link in the show or the episode description, so you can click on that. Fast forward to the 38-second mark, you can see what I'm talking about. I believe that's the scene that a lot of people were speculating we're going to get something underwater. And then people have been talking about the Nautilus and some other leaky type things, but nothing solid to report on there, folks. And I don't report leaks out on the podcast. I always stumble across them, but I haven't really seen anything solid. So it'll be interesting to see what they announce to us. I think people are just looking a little bit too far into all of this, into the animation that was produced by Element Animation. Anyways, it was a very well-made video by Element Animation. As always, I love their work. I really do. I love it. I'd love to get them on the show. If you're listening, Element Animation, please come on Realm News. I would love to have you or one of your spokespeople as a guest to talk about your work, please. Anyways, moving on. Next in the news, we received another snapshot called 25w37a, written by the Java team and released on September 9th. This snapshot is primarily a ton of bug fixes, but in summary, it is OpenGL 3.3 is now required to play the game. Copper Golems can now open doors, and their hitbox has been tweaked to allow them to pathfind through narrow spaces. So that's a plus, right? I think that's cool. I'm glad they made those improvements to the Copper Golem. So I can't knock the bug fixes. Those are always great. I won't. It's just really boring to talk about. The server management protocol now requires authentication, and TLS is enabled by default. Just want to throw that in there. I guess that's kind of important. So, and that is literally it. And I hope that is the last snapshot that we receive for this drop. I'm all for bug fixes, as I said, but it gives me nothing to report on. It is the equivalent of watching paint dry. Next, I have a brief update on Decarte's Oasis 2 that you guys won't want to miss. On September 4th, 2025 of this year, the parent company Decarte released a sequel called Oasis 2. If you recall last year, they released the original Oasis on Halloween, October 31st, and Realm News was swift to report on it. On November 5th, 2024, Realm News flash titled Minecraft versus Artificial Intelligence. In fact, here's a clip of that Realm News flash. It's easy to explain because this AI-generated game is an obvious copy of the world's most popular game, Minecraft. Yes, the creators made this AI tech to study millions of hours of Minecraft videos in order to manifest its own version of it. Quote, where do you source the training data? Is it based off your own recordings or the internet? End quote. I responded back to that question by saying, that's an excellent question. It's an excellent question because I would personally like to know if this machine algorithm was directed to study content creators' work without their knowledge. I'm not saying that it's necessarily illegal what they're doing, but it does raise some ethical questions. I would like to now tell you about a comment I made on Twitter, now X, Saturday, November 2nd. I made this comment in a popular post made by an AI supporter that I shall not name. I said, quote, what is the appeal to this? It simply looks horrible. They have a game already called Minecraft. Have you heard of it? End quote. I know it was sarcastic and was not the most unbiased comment made, but I am not in support of this. Yes, as you can hear in the tone of my voice, I'm a bit annoyed at how Oasis AI potentially learned off of our Minecraft work. I wasn't in support of this back then, and quite frankly, I'm not in support of it today, nearly a year after its release. But it is not going anywhere anytime soon, and it seems to be gaining some traction in the Minecraft sphere because Oasis 2 is now available on Modrinth and CurseForge as a mod. Modrinth's webpage reads this, quote, Oasis 2.0 lets you transform your game into any style or world you can imagine in real time. Think of it as a texture pack, but infinite, like custom maps, but with no limits, and way beyond that. It's the mother of all mods, end quote. I, in fact, went online and played the Oasis 2 demo, and I will admit that it has improved significantly since the original was released on Halloween of last year. But it is still very creepy, and I felt an overwhelming amount of uncanny valley vibes, if you will. And the demo has improved its memory and graphics. I'll give it that. I tested out the memory by going past the structure, and I turned around, and it was still there, which is a huge improvement from last year's version of Dementia Craft, as it was dubbed. But it still forgets things. It still has dementia. It is an odd, creepy environment that produces. It doesn't make much sense. It's evident that they'll refine it eventually, and I believe this serves as a testing ground for other applications the company intends to introduce to the market one day. Decarte, which got its name from the famous French philosopher, is the parent company of Oasis. I read an interesting article titled Exclusive. Decarte raises $100 million at a $3.1 billion valuation, chasing the future of real-time creative AI. Found at Fortune.com, written by Ali Garfunkel, published on September 9th, 2025. Decarte is on a mission to become a trillion-dollar company like tech supergiant Apple became in the year 2018. In fact, Apple was the first company ever to become a trillion-dollar company. So far, this company, Decarte, which was co-founded by Dean Leitersdorf and Moshe Shalev in 2023, is on the right track. Fortune received an exclusive detail that Decarte is now valued at $3.1 billion, and this was determined in the most recent meeting by these four companies. Sequoia Capital, who are from Menlo Park, California, United States. Benchmark from San Francisco and Woodside, California, United States. Zeev Ventures from Palo Alto, California, United States. And Aleph VC from Tel Aviv, Israel. The company has raised $153 million in investments in the past year, the past 12 months as I speak, and they have only spent $10 million of their investors' money so far. It appears that Decarte has the funding to make big things happen, so do not expect to see them stop at Oasis 2, my friends. I am sure there will be a 3, 4, and 5, and it will improve each time. It will. This doesn't make it right, though. Even if they perfected their AI to make it appear flawless, I still won't play it. Just the demos, just to report on. Just because it has no soul. That's why I won't play it. It could be pixel perfect, and I would still be able to see that it was all generated by a machine. It takes away all creativity and art out of video games. Well, just AI takes out art, the art of making and writing books, literature in general, movies, video games, paintings, everything artistic, it degrades. Plus, it stole all its knowledge from content creators like you and I by studying trillions of hours of content from online, of Minecraft gameplay. The article goes on to say that AI will be dominating these four sectors in society: knowledge, e-commerce, communication, and creativity. It has already made its way into the first three listed there, the knowledge, e-commerce, and communication. AI is pretty dominant there already, or well established and getting a more firm grip in those three categories or sectors. But Decarte sees itself dominating over the creativity sector. It still sees that one being quite vacant when it comes to AI. I see a lot of irony in an AI company striving to become a trillion-dollar behemoth by earning its money from the creativity sector. I say, get the hell out of my sector and stay out. AI has its place, but not in creativity. Not to the extent of making an entire video game from itself without any human input, except for cues. I will not budge from that position. Sorry about my stance against AI in the creativity space. I just won't budge from that. With that said, folks, that is all I have on AI and Decarte today. But before we move on to the next segment, allow me to close this off with another clip from last year's Realm News Flash in regards to Oasis, the original one. I understand that technology progresses throughout time. I am in fact a proponent for advancements in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I love the STEMs. And I do believe that AI has a place in our society, if used correctly. AI can be a wonderful tool and can be used to facilitate a more comfortable existence and a prosperous one if used wisely. However, I find that Oasis is not beneficial in this manner. In fact, I find this to be a threat to all artists and creators. I know that sounds extreme, but listen, what is the value of an image or a game that is created by a machine? Where is the skill or the talent in creating such things when it comes from a machine? Where is the imagination? This Thursday, we have a somewhat short episode. I apologize for that, but this has been a somewhat busy summer for the Dark Lord. This upcoming episode is strictly a poll time, or I should say poll times, plural, because I will be presenting two polls in this. One is, do you use lodestone? The other question is, do you use candles? So let me play a clip into that, please. I am a candle lover. I think they create a beautiful ambiance in any build. They add a certain touch of antiquity too. I use them to portray my kingdom's colors, orange and red, and for my religious buildings. I'm curious, do you craft and use candles? That's what I threw out there, folks. And as I said, the results were pretty decent. And I just want to go ahead and tell you how I use candles first. I kind of said in that when I threw the question out there for the poll, but I do. Candle colors for the nation are orange and red. It matches the flag of Ombre Dieu, my nation's flag. It's a red background with orange crossroads. So I personally love candles, and I just recently started to use lodestone to mark my palaces and important places. I find it useful to navigate to remote villages by lodestone and compass. I hope to see you all there at this Thursday's Realm News. With that said, folks, that is all I have for today. I wish you all a great rest of your day, week, and happy crafting. The Dark Lord, signing out. Hey, Realm News fans, it's your host, the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in Realm and expands your mind one block at a time. I am here to tell you that your support means everything. Spread the word by telling friends, liking, and commenting on Spotify or GoodPods. Find me on X, Blue Sky, Reddit, or via email at bio.link/Realm News. For more content, join my Patreon at the Copper, Diamond, and VIP tiers for early episodes, bonus content, and newsletters. Find out more at bio.link/Realm News. No pressure, though. Just keep listening, liking, and sharing. That's more than enough. Happy crafting, and see you at the next Realm News.